So the investigation into the landslide continues. A central question refuses to go away. Did the council know there had been warnings of a slip before the disaster? And if so, why wasn't action taken? A report out this morning says a council worker drove through the campground and directly past 3 slips just hours before the tragedy. Mahe Drysdale is the Tauranga Mayor, joining us again this morning. Mahe, thanks for being with me.
Good morning.
So what do you make of this report that council officers drove past, saw the slips, and this was hours before the big one happened?
Yeah, look, we were certainly aware there was slips on Moa, but we're not going to comment on absolute specifics of exactly which one we knew and where. And the reason for that is we are standing up an independent review of this. We want to get all the facts in front of us. We want to know exactly what we knew when, and then we can have a discussion around, whether the appropriate action was taken.
So you've confirmed that they did see slips hours before. Did they, how are you to know whether they are, compromising the integrity of the mountain or not? Is that kind of what's in question? Like, yeah, there's some slips, but how bad are they?
Well, I think the record is we closed Mowal around about 9 o'clock, and the reason for that is there was significant slips on the walking tracks that had taken out the walking track. So yes, we're certainly aware of slips, but I'm not going to comment on which slips we knew about and where and what time we knew about those, because that is detail that is very important and will certainly come out. And it's incredibly important that we're talking about verified information and facts. And there's a lot of rhetoric out there at the moment, which are people's opinions, and that's getting taken into account alongside some of the facts. So let's talk facts, and let's make sure we have a very clear picture of what those are before we start to draw some conclusions.
What are you talking about, Mahe? What's wrong that's out there at the moment?
Look, there's a whole lot of rhetoric around trees removed. There's rhetoric around who contacted who, etc. There's people say we tried to ring the council and no one answered. Look, we had a state of emergency operating. We had an emergency operations centre working 24/7. We have a call centre working 24/7. So if you rang the council and our council number, you would have got someone. That call would be logged, and that detail will be part of the investigation. But it's very important that we know the actual facts, because there's a lot of opinion on social media, and quite frankly, it's actually misinformation and actually wrong, and it's not helpful in this situation as we focus on trying to bring the loved ones of 6 families home. That is our focus at the moment. We've given our undertaking. We're going to put an independent review, and these questions will be answered. But we've got to let proper process play out, and we're not going to step in and try to comment on individual. Did we know that? Did we know this?
Mahe, what can you be specific? You've said that there is misinformation being spread. What specifically is misinformation?
Misinformation is someone's opinion, rather than actually.
Yes, sorry. An example of what exactly is people are spreading that's misinformation.
Okay, so what one specific example is the 111 call that did happen. We've verified that happened. But people have said, oh, so you knew about the slip, that of a small slip in the campground. That slip related to one over by the walking track, by the stone steps. It is in a different area to where this major slip happened. So it's just the taking a fact, and it is a fact that there was a 111 call, and there was knowing around a slip. And then assuming that was talking about the big slip. So
right.
There's one example.
A different area. So yes, you were told about a slip, but it was a smaller one on the other side. It didn't necessarily give you a heads up that there was going to be a big one into the campground.
Absolutely, and
right.
Okay. It's just talking about the right thing. So look, need to stand this up. We need to get the facts out there. We need to know exactly what we knew when, and we will do that. It is very important for the community, for the families, and for us to know exactly whether we acted appropriately, and that will be done. But let's wait until we actually have all the facts in front of us, and stop drawing conclusions, from having little bits of information, and trying to state your opinion that you know best. There's a lot of geotech experts out there on Facebook, I can tell you that.
Well, can I just, one final question very quickly. What time was the first council geocheck on site?
Look, again, I'm not exactly sure of that
Okay.
detail, but
No worries.
we'll find that out.